Hello everybody, welcome back to the Battle Report. Alright, so today I am playing my good friend Austin. We're doing some Necrons in the Novokh dynasty versus some Battle Sisters of the Order of our Martyred Lady. So, the mission that we have today is Battle Lines. Essentially, the objective is to hold 1, 2, and more for 5 points each. So we also picked some secondaries for this mission, including, for me, engage on all fronts, retrieve Octarius data and assassinate, and then he took no prisoners, defend the shrine, and retrieve Octarius data. So these were both pretty good objectives, but I think the most important thing that's going to matter is going to be the list. So here we go to the list building phase. Alright, so how does your list work? Let's start with the characters here.
So we're doing pure Order of our Martyred Lady with the Caradon supplement. So it's 2 giant blobs of Battle Sisters with some Stormbolters and Multi-Meltas in each one. We've got a smattering of characters, but it's all kind of centered around Junith, this cool Junith conversion. So Junith gives a 6-inch aura of light cover. So you can expect to see a bunch of sisters all huddled around Junith, benefiting from cover.
Crazy saves, good.
So yeah, strong saves, some good shooting output, resiliency with the big blobs of sisters, and then some counter punch with a whole bunch of Repentia, 3 squads of 9 and 2 squads of 5 Zephyron. They're all Martyred Ladies, so they won't be as strong as the Bloody Rose versions, but you know, they're still Repentia, so they'll still hit pretty hard.
What are these guys back here? Is that just Battle Sisters?
A Retributor squad, so
okay.
1 full squad of 10 Retributors with 3 Multi-Meltas. The whole thing about our Order of our Martyred Lady is they're all about sacrifice and dying for the Emperor, so a lot of their tricks are tied to them dying. So they benefit from having larger squads. For example, once a model dies from a squad, for the rest of the game, that squad gets +1 to hit.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
when one person dies from the squad.
As long as the squad is below starting strength.
Wow.
And then there's some cool stratagems you can do. If you kill one of the characters, we can sort of mark you for whatever killed the character. Can be marked for vengeance or something like that. Yeah. And all of my units get +1 to wound against that.
Wow.
Because, you know, the character has martyred themselves and like...
That's crazy.
And so just a bunch of all wacky stuff related to... They do stuff as they die. Shoot on death. There's a stratagem from the new Caradon supplement where if you kill a unit down to below half strength in a single shooting phase, the whatever's left over can then turn around and shoot you back in return.
Whoa, okay.
So
that's dope. Okay, so you got to clean up. Stuff. So these are 2 squads of 20, is that correct?
2 squads of 20, yeah.
Holy crap.
2 squads of 20, and then 2 squads of 5, and then the squad of 10 Retributors. So.
Hell yeah. All right. What else we got to know about your list that is important?
I think that's it. That's a whole bunch of... Well, there are 3 Warlord traits, 3 relics, and 2 blessings of the faithful. So I don't know how the hell I'm going to remember all this in the game, but just there's going to be a lot of like crazy overlapping rules. So
that's awesome. All right, well, to give on the other side over here, we have the Necrons. This is the Novokh dynasty, so they got that +1 to charge and then +1 AP in melee. Nice. We also have a stratagem that lets us get +1 attack in melee for everyone in the squad. So let's start with the characters here. We got the Overlord here with the Void Scythe. It's upgraded to a Blood Scythe, so it's Strength 7, AP 4, Damage 2, and he has a Warlord trait so that on 6s he does mortal wounds. And then we got a Chronomancer right here with the Veil of Darkness to pick up a squad and, you know, plop them down somewhere else. He also gives a 5-up invuln and all that stuff, you know. And then we got the Plasmancer here. He doesn't get taken much. I just thought, you know, I'm going to have a little fun with this guy. He does some mortal wounds, and he loves his little buddies, the Cryptothralls here, and he makes them really good. So we also got some scarabs right here for some cheap bodies. And then we got some Tomb Blades with the little Tesla blasters and some sheildvanes for 5-up invuln. They're also -1 to hit. So then we got 2 squads of 40. Everyone has flayers. No Reapers in here, so they're all long range. And then we got 10 immortals with the base gun, 5 Deathmarks, 5 flayed ones, 5 lychguard, 5 Skorpeks, and a Doom Scythe and a Canoptek Doomstalker. So
they are these 2 armies are actually pretty similar with our 2 20 model blobs right in the middle.
And lots of support.
Pretty durable, and then some counter assault and some shooting support.
Awesome. All right, let's get to the game here. All right, guys, so here is the end of our deployment. Austin, tell me about your deployment here.
So the whole deployment's pretty symmetrical just by nature of the board, and our armies happen to be pretty symmetrical, so I went symmetrical. One blob on this side, one blob on this side, one Repentia squad backing him up on that side, one Repentia squad backing him up on that side. Then in the middle, I used Junith's light cover bubble to kind of build essentially like a third piece of terrain here in the middle.
Yeah, it really
so that they're
is.
all getting a +1, armor save.
It's pretty
and
sweet.
Then there's a stack of 1, 2, 3, 4 characters all right in there because there's tons of auras, a lot of overlapping buffs, kind of right here in the middle. So
I love it. All right, so for my deployment, I went with a very similar one to his. I just kind of went with my gut feeling. I just put this guy back here to hide. I put these guys in here with the Chronomancer. I got immortals, lychguard. I got everything in here.
Couple sides of Massachusetts.
Oh, right over there, please. And then I got some Necrons right here. They're on the bottom floor, but I just didn't want to have to squeeze them in there. Then we got the tomb blades and everything, and it's pretty solid. Hopefully, I'm able to keep him from taking this objective here, and it'll be a good game here. So for my movement, I moved up here on this side of the board with these blue crons, and on the other side, I moved up with the red guys, as well as establishing a mid-board presence and getting rod. I didn't do too much damage to his giant castles, however, I did end up taking out one of the squads of sisters. He also had a very good return, and he ended up taking that objective. Let's get to the round 1 recap. Alright guys, here is the end of turn 1. Austin had a great turn. He moved these sisters up, stole this right from under my feet. Even there's a lone scarab chilling there. It's still contested or obsec. So, and then we got these sisters running up. Good defense back here, and they blocked out my deep strike and rod. So this could be pretty nasty for me. Let's see how this all goes. For me, I'm in a weird spot right now where I actually do have the chance to completely just have a great turn 2. So let's just hope the dice love me more than they did turn 1 with those reanimations. Overlord is my will be done. These fella Necrons over here. He's going to give, this guy right here is going to give the 5+ invuln over to these guys right here. Actually, he'll be giving it to these immortals. And yeah, that's the command phase. All right, here's a 40 dice roll that we did. That 6 is our extra hits and auto wound. This was the turn 2 I was talking about. Absolutely devastating on that half of the board, and I was established a presence there, so that could not be broken. However, on the other side, as you can see, my defenses were penetrated quickly. And in the back, I barely hung on to dear life. However, I stayed on that objective. So here he is moving up, and he is going to take that objective on that side. There was no stopping my murder blob of death over here, and they just couldn't handle it over there. However, they established such a good presence over there that all of their firepower was concentrated in there, and they pretty much wiped my board from that half of the screen. And then, of course, the Canoptek Doomstalker took no damage. I learned something. Keep him in the back, and he does great. So here's my Overlord surrounded in combat, and we're going to get to the turn 3 recap right here. All right, so end of turn 3. Sisters have wreaked havoc upon these Necrons over here. So sisters have ran up the board onto here. They got us cornered over here. They have knocked out almost every HQ. We've got one guy still holding the line in there. And then we got a combat over here that we're going to have to deal with. So yeah, that is the turn. And also these Deathmarks got popped, and the flayed ones, they didn't stand a chance. Even with that -1 to hit, this is a pretty solid blob right here. They're able to get the job done. I think my favorite thing about this is just the fact that the saves are off the wall, you know, like it's
it ended up being the
saving
extra
grace.
Armor save, and you didn't have like a ton of AP to deal with that. Made them very, very resilient. We saw the difference between that blob, how that blob did, versus this blob. You picked up this blob in 1 turn. That one, going into turn 4, is still at like half strength. So.
That's true. This one got iced, yeah, with that Doomstalker and everyone being friends over there. Yeah, so I think one thing I've learned is bring another Doomstalker. That thing's awesome, yeah. So for the end of the game, Austin ended up taking it 95 to 58. It was not exactly close, however, I had a great time, and it was an awesome use of my time, and I'm very thankful with Austin for playing with me. He's a good guy. He got me into the Emerald Tavern group about a year ago, and he just started seeing me get my first few wins, and here I am getting ready for the big league. So I'm quite excited for the Austin Open, and I'm definitely going to be making battle reports of that if I have time. Otherwise, just have a great day, and thanks for watching.